Yo, what is good? I'm Seb, and today we have a look at team building in Etheria Restart. We go over some good teams for DokiDoki, Terrormaton, PvP, and just the basics on how you can build your team in Etheria Restart. Let's just go over the basics first. For all the people that, doesn't play that much gacha, you want to have one DPS character, one support character, one sustain or healer, and then your third and fourth slot is a bit, depends on what you play. For me, or like for a lot of content in Etheria Restart, you want to have one more support character, and then you want to have one debuffer or CC unit, because one support character is going to be here to just boost your meter to get your rotations faster, so you have more turns and you can outspeed your opponent to get your turn first. Your second support character is going to be someone that, just buffs your stats. For example, Freya is really good because she buffs attack, defense, and her Dream Wave is also really good. But you already probably know her. Freya can increase your damage because she can also debuff enemies, and she also has cleanse for when you have debuffs, she can remove them. Pretty good. So that is like your team building. You have one DPS character. Like I said, for me right now, it's going to be Tiamat. You have at least one support character. For me, it's Chiaka. She can help you out with your rotations. Second is your sustain character. 4 is your second support. If you play it, sometimes you can only deploy 4 units, and on your last slot is probably gonna be a CC unit or like just a debuffer most of the time. What you need to have in mind if you build your teams, there is some affinity restriction, and blue is good against red, red is good against green, green is good against blue, and light and dark counters themselves, may I say. So yeah, and if you have a dark unit against a red unit or something, it's just neutral. No debuffs, no buffs. It's just, they're all Gucci, they're all clean. If you are in the advantage of an element, you will get 15% more crit rate and an additional increased damage by 15%. And if you are in the disadvantage, reduce 30% crit rate, reduce 50% of effect accuracy, and reduce damage dealt by 15%. So, Leon, for example, is red. She is really good. She's really good. She's one of the best DPS character for the Terrormaton boss. But you can't play her on DokiDoki. You actually cannot play her because you will have 30% less crit rate, 50% less effect accuracy, and 15% damage reduction. There are some units, for example Tiamat, that also are playable at someone like Terrormaton, even though he is green. Just because Tiamat is a bit of an different guy, because she also can shield and do damage. So that is a bit of an outsider. But most of the time you don't want to bring elements that are weak against your enemies on PvP also. So that is something you need to have in mind. And light and dark character, they just don't give a fuck. Actually, you can play them on every stage against everyone, and that's why all light and dark SSR characters are pretty insane, especially the support ones. So if you have someone like Heinrich, DokiDoki, or Lily, you're just one in life. GG, bro. You're the best. You're the best. So let's go over some teams good for some content. First, a classic one, DokiDoki. All enemies have an extra 50% damage reduction, but if you apply a control effect, it can temporarily remove this effect. So you want to have at least one character that can CC them. But if you have Tiamat, I hope you have, she's really good. her taunt is a CC. So if you taunt someone, like for example, you taunt him, he will not have the damage reduction anymore. But, you know, 40% is not that big of a chance. I mean, you can boost it with effect accuracy, you know, but I don't have that, so she isn't that much of a taunter for me. But that's because I play Lilith, and she is just here to CC the characters. So I can deal actually damage because, you know, 50% damage reduction is pretty huge. And if you want to farm DokiDoki, you need to have constant stuns or CCs. And Lilith is pretty good at that. Also, Kraken is really good too. But you need to play crit rate, I think, on him. But I might be wrong, actually. I don't know. I think crit rate is pretty good on him for his freeze, but maybe not. I don't know. Then also, I think it's her. Kazuyo is also a good option for your CC character. You can also play someone like Kazumi for cooldown reduction. That is also a really good option for your second support character. So for example, if you don't have Shiaka, that's pretty unlucky. But you can also play someone that reduce cooldowns. Also a pretty good option. So for DokiDoki, you just want to have one CC character and you really want to focus on getting the enemy stunned, because then you will actually do a lot of damage. You may ask, why don't I play Kraken? You know, I have him like not really builds, but level 30, some pretty good gear. Even though I don't know if crit rate actually a thing. I think effect accuracy might be, you know, might be more efficient, but that's out of the way. I could also have a second stun unit, but my problem is if I play with Kraken, I don't have enough sustain. My Tiamat is gonna die, especially if she taunts, and that's because, you know, Tiamat healing is a bit slow, may I say, and that's why I play Valerina. And you know, the clear is really slow, but I cleared. I don't fail the stage, especially because Lilith's stun isn't random. Like, it is not random at all, because 75% chance to inflict her debuff that you will need to stun. It's like a really good chance. Like, you know, 25% chance that you don't hit it. Especially if you have some effect accuracy, you always hit them, you know, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so Lilith is probably the best CC character for DokiDoki. But there are some really good ones, like Close is really good, Heinrich is pretty good. But, you know, we can just go over the character tab. Let's go over the DPS options for DokiDoki. Messiah is really good. He's light. He has an AoE where he gets an invisibility buff. He can ignore defense. He also has a single target. It's also pretty good. And overall, he's just an insane of a unit. If you have him, you're pretty lucky. He is expensive though, because, you know, he is light, so you might not pull him. And he has a limited or like a radar banner, but it is expensive though. One of the best is also Lil Mosha. Yeah, also a big factor why she is so good is because she is green and DokiDoki is a blue stage. So just have your mind, that is really important. Yeah, just an AoE nuke. She AoEs like everything. She has in stun. Yeah, it's just insane of unit. If you have her, you're kind of lucky, because she is really good at everything except the Aurora boss fight, because the Aurora boss fight is, I think, red. So she is really bad there, but other than that, she is really fucking good. Especially for DokiDoki, but on everything else, she's really good too. Next one is Xiada. Also a really good option. AoE has a decrease of defense debuff, can reduce the skill's cooldown, and for her, if your match, you know, takes longer, she will be just getting stronger and stronger because of her passive. Yeah, for every 3 buffs she gains, her soul flames evolves 1 time, increasing her attack by 18% and crit damage by 10% up to 3 times. So she is really insane. Although also she's really good at the Aurora boss fight, because the Aurora boss fight is red and she's blue. So yeah. Also, Tiamat is one of the best options for DokiDoki. Although she's blue and she is just neutral to DokiDoki enemies, she's just way too strong. She has a shield. She can heal herself and allies. She has a taunt that does count as an CC effect. And she has her ultimate form where she just fucking deals so much damage. Also, she has light steal on them. Yeah, just overall an insane character. Moving on to debuffer. First, of course, we have someone like just Heinrich. You know, let's start with like the best ones. Yeah, Heinrich is, bro, I don't know. Like, if you have him, you're the GOAT. You won. You can just run around like a madman and you just win. He can apply a buff stun. He can apply a buff block. He also can apply last words, increase crit damage taken, and the chance of taking a crit by 7%, up to 4 stacks. He has an healing block. Yeah, it's just insane, bro. It's like, if you read his kit, you just get like actually disgusted because it's just so fucking brain dead OP. On all stages in the game, he's the best option. He's just fucking insane. He's just busted as fuck. Klaus is also a really good option because she can increase damage taken and decreases damage dealt. Also, she can decrease speed. She does so much. She can also decrease defense. She's also a really good option for the debuffer. Kraken, also a really good one. Priest is a really good stun because the enemies cannot take action or gain Terminator. That is pretty good. He also has a single target stun. Yeah, pretty insane. I'm gonna be real. He's a really good option. Also for PvP. Just that you know, Obel is really good. Also has stun. He also applies DOT. On his skill 2, he can dispel 2 random buffs into 2 stacks of DOT. He's really good if you have him. I don't have him, but he's really good. Also, someone like Marvel is really good. The biggest thing you just need to have in mind is, especially for DPS character, so Born is really good at DokiDoki. Rosa is really good at DokiDoki. Rin is also a really good option. Like the element thing is really important, especially for your DPS character. Of course, for your support or sustain character is also pretty important. But on your DPS character, it is really important that you have the advantage or at least be neutral to the enemies. For your support characters, it's also, you know, important somewhat, but it's not that important because, for example, Chiaka, she is not there to do any damage, but she does like, I don't know, 500 damage. She's like, nah, she has just a basic attack to attack. So yeah, on like support character, it is not that big of a deal. Of course, you know, if your healer dies really fast because he or she is in a type disadvantage, it is pretty bad, and that's why Valerina is really good. Yeah, if you have her, you can play her. She also in like a $1 pack, also pretty good. Yeah, there are some options. I leave a link down below to a website you can have a look at, but that's for DokiDoki. So let's go over Terrormaton. He has 2 arms, and one of them can attack, and the other is buffing his Terminator and just, you know, his damage. So on that boss, you want to have not a CC character, so Lilith would be not a good option. Why? Because since she can't stun the boss, she's like kind of useless. Of course, the slow debuff is pretty good, but it's not really that big of a deal or like that worth it. One of the best supports is gonna be Dinah. She is really insane for this stage because of all the debuffs she does. We have a defense debuff, we have a vulnerability debuff, and we have an erosion debuff. And all the debuffs just simply makes your team deal more damage. And that is really good. Tiamat is not good because she has a type disadvantage, but because it's Tiamat, and you will probably have her like built, and she is like the best character in your roster if you picked her. She's also okay for that one. It's like the same team building expect for the debuffer. How I said, some boss mechanics acquire some other characters, and yeah, you can also in all stages just run a long-term team that just goes on survivability. For example, with Valerina, all the clears, like all the runs, does take a long time, but it is worth it since you can clear it. And if you lose, you only lose 1 stamina, so that is like a good option. And yeah, pretty much the same as for DokiDoki, only his element is green, so you want to bring red units. And you want, for the debuffer, you want someone that can inflict defense down, vulnerability, or erosion. Also, how I said, speed debuff is good. The cooldown reduction is also pretty valid. So Kazumi is a good option. Like, there is a chance to just nuke him, but it is kind of tough, may I say. But you can technically try to just nuke him. But yeah, that's like his team. Just have a look that you have, 2 supports, at least 1 support, 1 DPS character. You can play Leon, she's really good at that stage, and 1 sustain character because he deals really good damage. You can also focus one of his snakes, I guess, because if you kill one of the snakes, they ain't gonna revive or something, they're just dead. So he loses at least some damage or like some speed. Let's go over some PvP team building. We can't go over real-time arena, but real-time arena is, a bit special because you can ban characters too. And for your defense team, you just want something that is annoying to play against. You can also bring Lilith, that is also a really annoying team, or like just someone like Sanya. There's like a lot of options. Of course, light and dark characters are pretty insane at PvP. Attacking, let's just buy one. You can pick your enemy first, so you don't need to fight against that one. I mean, technically, I think I can kill him. Let's just try. I mean, why not? He has like good CC, and he does gamble that he's gonna CC you. So yeah, let's just try it. I mean, it is kind of a luck based right now because if he CCs me, I'm dead. But if I'm just faster than him, I'm just way faster than him, and I can just outspeed his ass. And so I probably, maybe I win, maybe I don't. I don't know. It also depends on how much damage I do now. But just like that, I kind of won. Why? Because I'm just faster than him. Of course, if he, would stun me, and he also has like his Leon alive, that could be a problem. But since he doesn't have someone that speed his team up, you can just outspeed him. Like, that is all about for PvP actually. Just oh, that's our boy, bro. He got a good team. Like, that is a team. That shit is just annoying to play again. Like, just skip that shit. You might win if you have like a Messiah or someone that can just nuke them. But that is a team that is like pretty annoying because Lily is really good. He has a really good support character. he has a really good survivability unit, and Tiamat and Freya. Like, that is a team, just fucking skip it. Just skip it, bro. You don't need to fight it. That is also a really annoying team. So he built a defense team that is like just annoying to play against, because if Lily or Freya outspeeds you, you're just kind of cooked. And he's also really tanky because of Tiamat and Linglu. And Freya, of course, because, you know, defense buffs and shit. So that is like a really annoying team to play against. For example, this team is okay, to be honest, because he just has Valerina and not someone like Tiamat. Even though he has Freya, he doesn't have someone like Chiaki. So let's just buy one more, because I also want to know if I'm wrong or right. I think I can just outspeed him. Yeah, I think I can just outspeed him. Yeah, of course, you know, maybe my gear is better than him, but, you know, just that you have a bit of an understanding what teams are like good and what teams are bad. And now maybe I can nuke his Freya. Nah, not that much. I mean, I killed them, and so I won. You know, I do, you know, it is fair if you say my gear's just better. It is probably, but I just wanted to give you like a bit of an example on what you should have a look at if you play AI PvP. On real-time arena, it is quite different. I buy feats. That is the team. Hell nah, brother. Hell nah. Just don't even look at it. You know, like, also that team, like, just don't look at it. You never saw it. Just, you know, go out of AI PvP and just mind your own business. Oh, I got killed from Hikimori. Yeah, he, like, that is also not a bad team. We can also have a look at why, or like how he won. We can also that one. His Freya is faster than mine. So he just buffs the team. Messiah is also faster, and he just one-shots me because it's Messiah. So yeah, like, yeah, my Tiamat is gonna go before his, because yeah, that's why I lost. Yeah, pretty simple. Damn, 6k, that's pretty good. Yeah, for AI PvP, you do want to have like speed on every unit. I think I should probably build my Leon different for PvP, but I'm just kind of too lazy. Like, I don't give a shit, like, especially because we on like just beta. Like, who cares? But yeah, I mean, I already lost some, like 2 times. I would just say, you know, just try something. It's better if you see this one. Of course, you know, official release, you can, you know, sweat a bit more. I think that's it already. If you have any questions about how you can, you know, do your teams, or I don't have that character or this one, just ask me in the comments. I will help you as far as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. And just always have in mind, stay classy, stay cool, and don't be a fool.